Picture this. A caveman drops a chunk of mammoth meat into the fire by accident. The smell is smoky, the taste is delicious, and just like that, the world's first barbecue is born. From then on, humans discovered something magical. Fire doesn't just keep you warm, it makes food taste amazing. In today's video, we're taking a tasty time travel journey. From cavemen huddling around flames, to medieval feasts with whole animals on a spit, and finally to the modern backyard barbecue you know and love. Get ready for juicy facts, sizzling history, and maybe a few bad caveman jokes along the way. Welcome to the history of barbecue, from cavemen to today. Thousands of years ago, humans discovered fire. At first, it was just for warmth and scaring away saber-toothed cats. But soon, someone got curious enough to toss some meat into the flames. And history changed forever. For cavemen, cooking wasn't about flavor. It was about survival. Meat cooked over fire was safer, easier to chew, and, let's be honest, way tastier than gnawing on it raw. This was humanity's very first version of barbecue. No fancy rubs, no slow cookers, just smoke, fire, and a lot of trial and error. Imagine waiting hours for your mammoth brisket, without Netflix, Wi-Fi, or even a cooler of cold beers. The struggle was real. As humanity leveled up from caves to cities, barbecue began to take on new shapes and flavors. The ancient Greeks loved roasting meat on spits during their legendary feasts, often as offerings to the gods. Think of it as the original food festival, except without Instagram stories. The Romans, on the other hand, turned grilling into street food. Their bustling markets smelled of sizzling meats cooked over open flames, feeding crowds of hungry citizens. Meanwhile, in China, cooks were experimenting with marinades and charcoal, laying the groundwork for techniques still used in Asian barbecue today. For these civilizations, barbecue wasn't just survival anymore. It was celebration, community, and culture. In the Middle Ages, barbecue moved from village fires to castle banquets. Whole animals, pigs, deer, even boars, were roasted slowly over giant spits, feeding kings, nobles, and anyone lucky enough to snag an invite. Spices from the Silk Road and the spice trade began to add flavor far beyond just smoke and fire. A medieval feast wasn't just about eating, it was a display of wealth and power. Picture it, knights in armor, jesters cracking jokes, and a giant hog turning slowly above the flames. Medieval barbecue was less about low and slow, and more about go big or go home. Or as we like to call it, the original all-you-can-eat buffet, just with a higher chance of catching the plague. When Europeans arrived in the Americas, they didn't just find new lands, they found new flavors. Indigenous peoples had already mastered slow cooking meat over open pits, using wooden frames to suspend food above smoky fires. This technique was more than cooking. It was tradition and community. From the Caribbean came the word barbacoa, which eventually evolved into the word we know today, barbecue. And let's be honest, barbacoa is one of those words that's almost as fun to say as it is to eat. Colonists quickly adopted these methods, combining old world spices with new world techniques. The result? A smoky, flavorful tradition that would spread far and wide. In short, the New World didn't just give us corn and potatoes, it gave us the foundation for modern barbecue. Fast forward a few centuries and barbecue has truly become an art form. In the United States, each region developed its own smoky signature. Texas became famous for juicy brisket, smoked low and slow for hours. Carolina perfected pulled pork with tangy vinegar sauces. Kansas City turned ribs into a sticky, sweet masterpiece. And Memphis? They made dry rubs legendary. But barbecue didn't stop in America. Around the world, new traditions kept the fire alive. In Korea, sizzling bulgogi hits the grill right at the table. In Brazil, churrasco brings endless skewers of meat carved straight onto your plate. And in Australia, well, they'll throw just about anything on the barbie. Today, barbecue is more than just food. It's culture, it's community, it's identity. Whether it's a backyard cookout, a street festival, or a high-end smokehouse, barbecue connects us through fire and flavor. So there you have it. From cavemen dropping meat into the fire to medieval feasts, Caribbean barbacoa, and the smoky traditions we love today. Barbecue has always been more than just food. It's survival, it's culture, it's celebration, and it's community. Every time you fire up your grill, you're carrying on a tradition that started thousands of years ago. So the next time you're flipping burgers or smoking brisket, remember, you're basically a caveman, just with better tools and maybe a Wi-Fi connection. If you enjoyed this tasty trip through time, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Barbecue Nerds, and tell us in the comments what's your favorite style of barbecue. Until next time, keep the fire burning and keep the meat sizzling.